Good morning, class.
Good morning,
ma'am. Today, we're going to explore another interesting phrasal verb, ask around, and its various meanings in English. Ask around is a versatile phrase that can convey different ideas depending on the context. Let's discuss the meanings of ask around in different contexts. Firstly, ask around means to inquire or seek information from multiple people about a particular topic or issue. It suggests that you are asking different individuals for their opinions, advice, or knowledge. For example, I'm not sure which restaurant to go to tonight. I'll ask around and see if anyone has any recommendations. Let's see an example of a daily life conversation that demonstrates the use of ask around in the context of inquiring or seeking information from multiple people about a particular topic or issue.
Hey, have you decided on a place to eat tonight?
Not yet. I'm thinking of asking around to see if anyone has any good suggestions.
That's a great idea. I'm sure some of our friends can recommend a nice restaurant.
Yeah, it's always good to ask around and get different perspectives before making a decision.
In this conversation, Smith and Arya discuss the dilemma of choosing a restaurant. Smith suggests asking around to gather recommendations from various people. It demonstrates how the phrase ask around is used to seek information or opinions from multiple sources. Can anyone provide another example of ask around in a similar context?
I wanted to buy a new smartphone, so I asked around to see which brand and model my friends recommend.
Excellent example. You're on the right track. Now, let's move on to the second use of ask around. Ask around can also mean to inquire or search for information by talking to different people about a specific person or topic. It implies that you are seeking information by speaking with various individuals who might have knowledge about the subject. For example, I'm trying to find out more about our new neighbor, so I'll ask around the neighborhood. Let's see an example of a daily life conversation that demonstrates the use of ask around in the context of gathering information about someone.
Have you met our new neighbor yet?
No, I haven't had a chance to introduce myself. I don't know much about them.
Why don't you ask around? Maybe some of the other neighbors have interacted with them.
That's a good idea. I'll ask around and see if anyone has any information about them.
In this conversation, Person A suggests that Person B should inquire about the new neighbor by asking other neighbors. Person B agrees to ask around, indicating a willingness to gather information from different sources. Can anyone share another example of ask around in a similar context?
I lost my wallet, so I asked around the office to see if anyone had seen it.
Well done. You're getting the hang of it. Now, let's explore the third use. Ask around can also mean to seek advice, recommendations, or opinions from others in order to make a decision or find a solution. It suggests that you are consulting different people to gather insights or perspectives on a matter. For example, I'm considering which university to attend, so I'll ask around to get opinions from current students. Let's see an example of a daily life conversation that demonstrates the use of ask around in the context of seeking advice.
I'm having trouble deciding which car to buy. There are so many options available.
Why don't you ask around? Some of our friends have recently purchased cars, and they might have valuable insights.
That's a good suggestion. I'll ask around and see if anyone can provide some guidance.
In this conversation, Amber recommends that Justin seeks advice from friends who have recently bought cars. Justin agrees to ask around, indicating a willingness to gather opinions and insights before making a decision. Can anyone share another example of ask around in a similar context?
I'm planning a trip to Japan, so I asked around for recommendations on must-visit places and local tips.
Great example. You're doing an excellent job. Now, let's discuss the fourth use of ask around. Ask around can also mean to make inquiries or search for information by speaking with different people in a particular community or group. It implies that you are seeking knowledge or insights from a specific circle of individuals. For example, if you want to know the best fishing spots in this area, ask around at the local fishing club. Let's see an example of a daily life conversation that demonstrates the use of ask around in the context of seeking information within a specific community.
I'm interested in joining a yoga class. Do you know any good ones in town?
I'm not sure, but you should ask around at the local fitness center. They might have some recommendations.
That's a good idea. I'll ask around there and see if they know any reputable yoga classes.
In this conversation, Jenny suggests that John inquires about yoga classes at the local fitness center. John acknowledges the suggestion and agrees to ask around within that specific community to gather information. Can anyone share another example of ask around in a similar context?
If you're looking for the best hiking trails in this area, ask around at the Outdoor Adventure Club. They have experienced hikers who can provide great recommendations.
Excellent choice. You're really getting the hang of it. Now, to make this learning session even more engaging, we're going to play a fun game called Ask Around Challenge. Here's how it works. I will give each of you a topic or question to ask around the classroom. Your task is to go around and ask as many classmates as you can, and gather their responses. Once you've collected the answers, come back and share them with the rest of the class. For example, I might ask you to ask around and find out your classmates' favorite movies or their dream travel destinations. You'll have a designated amount of time to gather responses, and then we'll come together to discuss the findings.
This sounds like a fun way to practice ask around. I'm excited to participate.
Me too. It adds an interactive element to the learning process.
That's the spirit. Let's begin our Ask Around challenge. Your first task is to ask around and find out your classmates' favorite hobbies. Take 10 minutes to gather as many responses as you can. Ready, set, go. All right, time's up. Thank you all for participating. Now, let's hear some of the interesting hobbies that were mentioned during the Ask Around challenge. Who would like to share their findings?
I asked around, and it turns out that a lot of my classmates enjoy playing musical instruments as their favorite hobby.
I found out that many students are into painting and drawing in their free time.
Some classmates mentioned that they love hiking and exploring nature as their favorite hobby.
Fantastic. It seems like we have a diverse range of hobbies among our class. Great job on the Ask Around challenge, everyone. That concludes our lesson on the phrasal verb ask around in English. I hope you now have a better understanding of how to use this phrase in different contexts. Remember to practice using ask around in your conversations and written work. Keep up the great work, and see you in our next class.